Hello Woodchucks, welcome back to Silverrun Forest. Just sitting here looking at the roller coaster. We are in stage 2, well they're in stage 2 of building this thing, and just came back over just remind myself that we got everything covered for stage 2. The only thing I can't quite say if I got it covered are the floor tiles, but since it won't take any more to sell here, I'm going to assume we have. We just need 120 more, 120 liters more, so I'm just going to assume that we're full on the roller coaster. But that's up and going. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to stage 2. And I started prepping for stage 3, I think. The barrel factory, if we just teleport on down to here. This morning I have brought down, where is it? The long planks and metal that I had. And already got barrels and buckets starting to be produced. That's what we need for the roller coaster at some point. I don't know if it's for stage 3 or stage 4. Not too sure. They spawn out back, so if you're looking for them, that's what they'll be. The only other building that we need to buy for production buildings would be the furniture shop, which is $110,000. So when we get that money, probably next month, we will go ahead and buy that and get that process up and going. The money is up to $93,000 because I sold everything this morning on the train, and like always, going through into Elm Creek, a couple of pallets fell off. So yeah, I didn't get all the money I could, but pretty much what we need. But this morning we're going to start on heading on over and taking care of our grass field. We need to fertilize that. Like I said, it's not crucial that we get the grass fields done, or the grass field done. We only got one. But you know what? Let's get some farming actually in. So we're over here at the store with our Massey Ferguson. We're going to buy ourselves a fertilizer spreader. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick the Kubota, same one we're using on East Vineland. Just because I don't like the base game one right now. Amazon, I use that so many times, but yeah. I don't have many activated. Where is it? Fertilizer spreaders. These are my choices that I got. And plus, you know, orange. Why not? Not going to get much of a deal on it, but let's just go ahead and buy it. It is $26,000. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull up to that. Put that on, and we're going to have to buy some fertilizer. I'm thinking one pallet will be enough. I think a pallet is what, 2,000 liters? Let's see here. See, did I go buy it? Maybe it's big pallets I'm looking for. Solid fertilizer. Oh, it's only 1,000 liters. All right. 1, 2. We'll get 3 because this holds, I think the base of this will hold like 3,500. So that should be good enough for our grass field for quite a while. And then of course we're going to go ahead and lease the Volvo excavator, and we're going to go plant some trees today. Now a lot of you have said plant the lodgewood pine, I think it is, because it offers the best money. Now right now I don't care about the money, I care about how many liters a tree produces. But by the time those trees are grown, I might be just selling the logs straight up. So we're going to go ahead and plant those. Alright, this should give us 3,000 liters. And off we go. Also, though, what happened between last episode and this one, we now have 30 more sheep. So we're up to 60. Now, of course, the baby lambs. I don't know if they produce wool or not. I think they do. They just won't reproduce, which is fine. We just want the wool. So now we got 60 sheep. We do have one pallet of fabric, but I'm going to wait and bring that on over later on. I'm going to wait until we have a good amount of fabric. The boat is being built as well. It just needs fabric. So I'm just going to hold on to the fabric until we're ready for it. Now what I would like to do is just stuff the boatyard with all the material that I can before we buy it. So even though I may have the material to build the boat and the fabric to build the boat, I just want to pile everything I can besides fabric. And then pile the fabric that we can in there, and then buy it, and then get the money for the boat. And then we should have enough material in there to build a second boat, just about. Possibly. So excuse me as I take a shortcut over the railroad tracks. Bouncy, bouncy. There we go. Alright, so we got the full working width going, so we're all set here. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And this shouldn't take me too long to get the grass field taken care of. Because as we saw when we sold the silage, we had about 250,000 liters, and it got us somewhere around $50,000. So if I take care of the grass fields well enough, and we cut it 3 times a year, that means we should get about $150,000 next year. But the question is, can I stay on top of the grass field for us to get that? When I first started this series, I thought the grass field and silos was going to help us out quite a bit. But really the production buildings, because we're buying them and we're producing what we're doing, those are making more than enough money for us right now. So the grass fields here, just to really earn us a little bit extra cash in January, but also to feed the sheep, which are right in front of us. But we are just going to lease the Volvo excavator and the planter, and going up to the sawmill, plant, was it like 250 trees that you get? Saplings, we'll throw them on down. I don't know if I want to jam them all into that one spot, but we got enough cleared out area to throw them all around. I'm going to plant them all, and we are going to do the lodge. I think you said lodgewood pine it is. So we definitely, from what I've been told, we don't want to do these sequoias. The sequoias apparently are not worth it at all. Just going by what I've seen in the comments. Haven't tested that myself yet, but I'll take your word for it. I did also, this morning a little bit, make sure the sawmill was up and going, which it was. But I did cut down a few more trees and threw that on into the sawmill. So that's going to be going for quite a while. But I probably need to make a run on up to the mine. I'm down to about 20,000 iron ore in the refinery, so I want to make sure that's topped off. Even though my trailer can hold 40,000 liters, I only put like half of a load in there, just because 40,000 liters of iron ore. Yeah, it's kind of hard on that Volvo. The Volvo does not like that at all. It says no thank you on the hills, and I think it just takes so much weight off the wheels on the front. It's hard to steer as well. I do need to put down a shed over here. Just a cheap one, just to have a place for all of our stuff. And I think a shed up at the sawmill would be good for our logging trailer and our autoloader, just so I can find it a little bit easier. Right now I just park things where they're at and say, yep, if I need it, I know right where it is. And then a day later I go to record a video and it's like, okay, where did I leave that now? Alright, so I didn't even, just barely use under 1,000 liters, so 3,000 liters should be good enough for this field for about a year and a half. That should give me my second fertilizing stage on this field. Let me just double check on it. Yeah, we're at the second fertilizing stage. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to pop this. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just throwing everything anywhere right now. Yeah, I might as well go put it with the rest of the equipment. Not really sure where I want to put this shed, but I'm thinking over where we enter, or should enter. Somewhere over there would be a good idea. Let's go ahead and just park that here. Alright, let's go into the store page. Let's see, we need to go to here. Is it under forestry machinery? Alright, so I guess it doesn't matter which one, but since I'm just leasing it, we're going to get the 250 DL. Before I do that, though, let me make sure that the planter fits on either excavator. Forestry. Is it going to be under forestry? So it holds 250 pieces. Yes, it can go on either or. Okay. Oh, well, since we're here, might as well go ahead and just lease it for, yikes, $3,442. That's an expensive lease. All right, forestry machinery. So if that's the expense on leasing, I can imagine this is going to be like 7 or 8, or 14. Bringing my money down to 44,000. Oh, the one thing I haven't done yet though is we got to buy the saplings. Where is that going to be? Under pallets? Way at the end, tree saplings. And lodge wood, I think he said, yep. a lodge pole pine is what you guys told me to plant. So, yep, let's go ahead and buy that. Base price 7, options 5. So it's 12,000 for all these. I mean, it sounds like expensive. You know, it's really expensive, but you know, once you start cutting down to 240 trees, you're gonna get your money back on it. All right, so I'm not quite sure how this works. I haven't seen anyone do this. So do I just, how does this go on here? This doesn't seem like it's right. Well, after talking to the store manager, he said, yeah, that's not the equipment we need, so they reimbursed me the $13,795 it was to lease that piece of equipment, and he's going to go ahead and change it. Yeah, quick on the buttons. So what I need to do is not get the grapple on it. I need the fast coupler, and all the other stuff I really don't care too much about. All right, let's go ahead and lease that for $13,285. So it's a little bit cheaper, which is always nice. All right, now I should be able to go ahead and hopefully hitch on up to this. Okay, so there is that. Let's see, which way does that control? That control works like that. And let's go ahead and fill this on up, I hope. I still don't know why my anything with tracks on it is doing what it does. If I just barely touch the throttle, it stops doing it. So must have got to increase the dead zone of my steering wheel a little bit. So the interesting thing is it tells me that we got, oh sorry, in the upper left hand corner it will say Lodge Pole Pine. Bottom right hand corner it doesn't, but it does say it on the HUD, the helper HUD. Alright, let me go ahead and raise this on up here. Is there a way for me to control that? My safety sign panel, is that going to be on my mouse? That's going to be on my mouse. Alright, anywho, it's going to take me a minute or two to get on up to the sawmill. Let's go up there and see what planting a tree is like. I don't know if I got to dig a hole or what I got to do, but looks like I figured out the excavator and the fast coupler that I needed. I'll go ahead and figure out once we get up there. Let me turn my beacon on because I'm going to be a hazard. Finally made it to the sawmill and I already got 0.1 hours on the Volvo, so but I don't think it's going to take us too long. Well, I don't know how long it's going to take me to plant these. I have no idea. But we're definitely going to plant them first in the area that we clear cut. Almost clear cut. And then I'm going to go ahead and put them on a hill over there because the hill is perfect for using in the yarder. But now I'm going to turn on the HUD because I got to see how this works. It just says, oh, just plant tree. Simple enough. X to plant tree. Okay, lower it to the ground. Plant tree. Is that it? Is the tree planted? Okay, I guess the tree is planted. Can I plant them like right next to each other? Has no ground contact. Okay, so it's a little finicky. I want to see if I can plant two trees next to one another. How close can I do it here? Alright, so not right on top of one another, but relatively close you can. bad you can't, maybe because I'm going uphill. I can ride with that on the ground a little bit. Flat ground, this would be a piece of cake, but it's not meant to be too easy, I suppose. Oh, way lower. Well, that's 12 down, 228 to go. So the question is, can I get all 226 planted in the first hour? But it really would be kind of cool if they had like a variety package that you could just buy and load it in. But I mean, I guess, like I said before, you can just buy the trees that you want to plant and then load your tree planter a couple at a time and then stop loading, then go to another pallet and load. So when you're planting in a section like I am, you could just go around and plant, and then when they all grow up, they all look, they'll have a variety. But when I was cutting down the logs this morning for the sawmill, just a trailer load that I did, I think the next piece of property that we do is going to have sequoias on it, just because I know people are saying they're not worth it, but people are probably going to want to see these sequoias be cut down and brought on in. And plus, that'll allow us to use other equipment that otherwise I wouldn't need to use. So I think only the sequoias are bigger than what my tree harvester can handle. So I do want to go ahead and use that. And the only reason why I was looking at property, because I started to realize that this property here that I own, I'm starting to go through the trees relatively quickly in sections. I mean, I still got enough here. I'm maybe only like halfway through so far. But we'll have to start looking elsewhere, because these trees, like I said, I'm not quite sure. I think it's going to take maybe like 5 years. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. Actually, let me go ahead into the help menu here. Let's see. I don't even know where trees are going to be. Farming basic, crop overview, improve yield, animals, forestry, tree types, how to plant trees. Alright, so we know how to plant trees, but does it tell me duration of the growth? Depending on the type of tree growth, periods can differ between 2 and 24 in-game days. So in 2 days or 24 in-game days? Do they mean months by in-game days? I have no idea. And that doesn't say it'll be at full growth. That's just for regular planting. Anything about here? New missions, hydraulic breaker, mine shaft, boatyard, roller coaster. Yeah, so if anyone does know roughly how long trees do take, just leave a comment below. Actually, let me turn the beacon off. Don't need the beacon. So there's 30 planted already. And 31. and 32. Plant as many close to the road as I can, so when it comes time to harvesting them, it'll be just a little bit easier. And don't run into other tree saplings. Alright, so I'm going to get busy on this plot of land right here. Try to get it down to maybe 50 to go, and then I'm going to go on over and plant some trees where we did some work with the yarder. So I'll see you in a little while. Planting on the hill has started. And once you get into a rhythm and the ground stays consistent, you can plant these trees rather quickly. So I got about, 140 trees planted in that little clearing that we had. That's going to look very, very clustered when the trees start to grow. I definitely didn't have that many trees in that little spot when we started. Now, I've got to be careful here because I have not removed the stumps here at all. And I probably will just leave the stumps here until we cut again. If I get that far, which I'll have to stay that long. You may be saying, what do you mean stay that long? Well, if it's 5 years for these trees to grow, we haven't even been here a year yet. And we're already on stage 2 of the coaster. So the coaster might be built maybe by the end of the year. At the rate we're going. Over a stump. Yeah, it gets a little steep here. Try turning this thing on the side of the hill here. Yeah, I know a couple of people have commented like, oh yeah, plant these trees right here in this hill and just use the yarder. It makes work so simple. Which is true if you don't have the option of an auto-loading logging trailer like I have on PC. I don't think we have that option still on consoles. Yeah, the yarder, bringing the trees up and down like that, makes you don't have to, load the logs into anything. But the autoloader does make the work easier than the yarder itself. But it's fun to use the yarder. Or Skyline, or whatever you want to call it. So yes, there is a circle around a sapling that you plant, so you can't plant right again. But really, it's not that big of a circle. It's not like in my Lumberjack Dynasty days where the circle was rather huge. You can still see I got some logs here and there up here. Let me try to get on this side of the stumps, so somewhere in here. So I don't have to worry about going over the hour because I planted 200 trees in a third of an hour. And stuck on a stump, I'm sure. There we go. I don't think my stump grinder will destroy the saplings if I were to come in here and try to get rid of all these stumps. Yeah, that was a big stump. I'm just spamming the button, really, is all I'm doing. Okay, let's turn this to go uphill. Cover up this side of the hill a little bit. Because the only thing that's, you know, it's not going to bother me that much, but it's going to be noticeable is when these trees start to grow. You have 240 of these trees planted, same species in one area. We'll turn this around and go down this angle here. 17 more. I didn't know if that was the sapling I could just roll through, but that tree or bush is not something you can just roll through. In real life, the excavator would just plowed right over that sapling. Second here, we're going to get out and see what these saplings look like if I can find one. You figure, well, there's 240, you should be able to find one. You would hope so. You know I just came through here. I was going to find one right off. I didn't plant seedlings, did I? There were saplings, correct? Wait, is that one right there? I think that's one right there. Yep, you can see the little mound of dirt around that little sapling. Right in the center of the screen, you see like a little brown mound of dirt. That is a sapling right there. So 240 have been planted. Let me go ahead in the rentals and select that and return that. And then return that. So there are those expenses for today. I think what I need to do to bring in some cash and just to do it once more and kind of help pay the bills for the day. Do we have rock removal? Yes, we do. 2 and 14. So, whoop, I gotta see where lots 2 and 14 are. I hope they update this map so we don't have to go into farmland to see which one is 2 and 14. Well, 2 is there, and 14 is, let's see, 11, 12, and 14. So 2 and 14 are right next to one another. So I'm going to go ahead and might as well take both of those contracts for rock removal. All right, let's go ahead and, oh, just teleport right to it. Why don't we? That works out rather well. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's go grab the 1,000 liters of fabric that we do have. As this thing's motor on down over here. Believe it or not, this was our first purchase. This was on the sale item the first day we were here in Silverrun. And I thought, well, I want to get into that hydraulic braking. And we've done one job. Now I have used it to move the wool over from the sheep pen over to the spinnery. So the only thing that really needs fabric is the boatyard. Now if you want to get into making, I think there's like a pet shop or something, they need wool to make whatever the heck they're making. I'm not too sure. I kind of forgot what they make. But you just need wool for that. So I think this is the first time when it spawned. This is the first time I've seen other people with fabric, but this is the first time I've made fabric. Now you're saying you made clothing before in No Man's Land. Well, we had the building on distribute, so I never actually saw the fabric spawn. It would just go right into the clothing shop. So I never really seen all the beautiful colors myself. So we're going to put this onto our lovely little flatbed over here. Then we'll drop off the pallet forks, load up the skid steer, grab the Massey Ferguson, and we'll go drop off the fabric, and then head up and do some hydraulic braking. Easy peasy, nice and easy. Alright, that is all loaded on up. Yeah, we don't need a big shed around here, just a little one. I don't think I'm going to need any more equipment for over here. I think we're all set. Just trying to think if I'm going to need anything else, not too sure. I thought it was X to fold up. I hit the wrong button. Let's fold that on up. We'll bring a little bit of money. Ooh, I probably should strap that stuff in. Don't want it going anywhere. Go on down to the boatyard. Now, what I'm going to do is, because it needs just a little bit over 3,000 liters of fabric, I'm going to give it 3,000 liters of fabric and hold on to the rest, and then, like I said, dump pile as much material as I can to the boatyard, and then I'll buy the boatyard and dump the last little pieces of fabric that we need left in there. I don't even know what fabric even goes for price. So our sheep have returned us about $3,600. It's not too bad for a little bit of a start. Alright, let's go do some hydraulic braking. I just got to find my way up there. Really haven't been on this part of the map that much. But we are going to be coming up to the mine. When I come to the mine from the sawmill, I come from a different direction. Kind of looking when I go around areas. I am kind of looking for the collectibles, but I'm not really searching for them. There's the mine right over there. And when I come over with the Volvo and trailer, it's this bridge area that I kind of cross. Nope, already went by it. So there's another crossing up above. But sometimes I do come out there because I get confused what road goes where. Imagine that. I get confused where the roads go. Being a little adventurous as we go along here. We are coming up on one of our work zones. Now I can see over here where some steep spots are. The yarder is something that you're probably going to want to use. Alright, so when I get to the next intersection, I want to stay to the right. And we are basically here. I hope there are none down over that hill there. But I see 3 flags right away. Let's go ahead and unfold that. Turn off the Massey Ferguson. Don't need to be wasting diesel. Alright, I see a couple more over there as well. Oh, gotta nope. Raise it up. And then just sit here and hammer away on it until it disappears. I don't know how many I gotta do on this slot, but I think this is the smaller of the 2. I don't want to move it this time. Usually I move around on the rock, but I just want to stay at one spot just to see if it takes so many hits on a rock before it disappears. So I don't think you have to move around on it. Just hammer away at it. As long as you hear that noise, you're fine. So that said 14% done with 1, so it's going to be like 7 they got to do. And I can see 2 more over there. 1 behind me. It would be kind of neat though to make the hydraulic braking a little bit more interesting to do. Just imagine if once in a while that you found like some gold in there that you could return and sell. So give it, let's just say if every rock had a chance, 1% chance to spawn like a gold nugget or something like that, you could make some good money that way. Plus it'd be interesting, every time you break a rock you're just wondering, and when it does pop up saying, hey, you found a gold nugget, it'd be kind of fun. At least I think. Just my thoughts and ideas. Maybe somebody will come up with that odds to happen. I figured that deer would run away after hearing the hydraulic breaker. So not much more here to do in the month of March. I mean, we don't have field to take care of. All of our production buildings are running. The only thing I may do in between episodes is just make sure the sawmill's topped off. But we've been working rather hard here for the first 6 months in Silverrun. And all of our production buildings are running really good. Alright, so now I gotta go find some more rocks. Do a circle around the edge and keep my eye to the left. I may actually have to go down that rock cliff that I didn't want to go down. Sometimes finding the last few could be a little tricky. So I am kind of curious. I have finished the first contract. I didn't check it on the last one. Now, I do expect the stones to disappear. Oh, got to make sure my hydraulic breaker is a little bit higher than that. But I'm just curious, do the rocks come back is the question. No, I didn't want to enter, and I didn't want my flashlight on. I just want to go ahead and strap. So, yep, pile of rocks here. 2750. Let's go ahead and collect on it. So, yeah, the stones do disappear. I've been told you can't collect them, which is understandable, I guess. But I was wondering if the stones, the rock itself, comes back. Now, maybe when you reload the game, it might come back. So, I guess if you just keep doing these kind of contracts, if they do disappear, eventually, you won't have any. I'm going to take a little jaunt up here through the woods, because the next contract is not that far from here. It's a matter of fact, it's right where I did some transporting of some logs not long ago. And right up here by the sign is where we found one collectible. Can't show it to you now because we already collected it, but there's a collectible that's right behind that sign. Don't tip your skid steer over. And let's go ahead and park right on the edge of the work zone. Turn off the engine and let's get back to work. And right off, I don't see, I don't see any flags yet. Now this is a bigger work zone, so probably a few more stones to take care of. They should all be to my right. Somewhere. As I scare the deer. So far, haven't found one. Well, didn't find any on that side of the road that I started on. Then I see these two over here. Even though the circle is relatively huge, I actually got fewer stones on this one to break than I did on the first one. The first stone on the other contract got it 14% complete. The first stone on this one got it to 16% complete. I'll have to find my way down over the bank, it seems like. I see one right in front of me, but I want to go over here to the edge. Well, let me go down and get the ones I can see, I suppose. There you guys are, hiding on me. The last two. Only 6 of them on this contract, but man, these last 2 were not fun to look for. I must have been right next to them a couple times, but they were hiding on me. Hey, a gold nugget. No, not quite, but it's an interesting idea, I think. Gold nugget, a diamond, something. There we go. Let's go put this back in our trailer for Massey Ferguson. And get on out of here. Actually, I probably should collect, so I might forget to collect on the contract. There we go. Wheat, strawberries, supply and demand. I don't know if I don't know, supply and transport, sorry. Don't know if I'll ever use that contract, but maybe after we get everything built and they got productions running, maybe. Well, I have found a collectible. I was driving by. Let me show where I am on the map. I don't know what kind of collectible it is, but bottom left-hand corner, you can kind of see where the tractor and where I am. If you come up to this little rock face, I saw like a flat rock face. I'm like, this might be a spot for a collectible, and I think I see one straight ahead. And there we go. What kind of a collectible do we have here? A Kingfisher. 9 more to go. Pretty cool. But of course, let's come in here and remove that 50,000. So collectible right here. So 9 more to go. spots like that, I'm starting to figure out on this map that's where you might find collectibles. They're not going to be around buildings as much, but we have found a few around the buildings. Anyways, I did speed up time to about 15 times because I want to see how the barrels and the buckets look like. So we should have some spawned in by now. But first things first, got to bring the Massey Ferguson and our New Holland skid steer back to the farm, if we want to call it a farm. Park it on up, and we'll just check on a few things and wrap up the episode. Well, almost have enough for a couple of pallets to spawn. One way we can help that out is to speed up time a little bit more. And there you have it, buckets and barrels. Not really sure what they're needed for on the roller coaster. Maybe just for decoration, same with the chairs and tables. But that's what they need. Let's go on and head on over to the boat yard, because we did drop off some fabric and it's gone through basically everything. I do need to bring down some wood beams down here, but like I said, I want to go ahead and get it all topped off before we buy it. The sail, well, the mast for the sail is up, so that's what the wood beam's probably for. And yeah, we just need to bring in the more and more fabric. So there is the boat, and the roller coaster probably not going to look that much different, but it's getting along. It is definitely getting along. Yeah, probably by next episode, maybe we'll be almost near the end of stage 2. Then we can find out what it needs for stage 3. But tables and chairs, I don't know what's going to need it. I think Giants did post the stages, what kind of material it needs at what stages. So I could look at that to see if I need to start getting tables and chairs. But I need like 110,000 to get that up and running. And I don't want to borrow more money on the loan. I want to keep paying off the loan, which we're sitting at 2.5 million. But we're slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. And of course, we got a whole bunch of trees planted today. So that in about maybe 4 or 5 years, we can go ahead and start cutting those down. But overall, I think we're doing rather well here. And the roller coaster is coming along nicely, I do think. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Silverrun Forest. But until then, have a good one.